What's up, everybody? How are you, Joe?
What's going on, Charlie?
How's Happy Mother's Day, I should say.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Absolutely, 100%. How was your week?
My week was good, man. My week was good. Besides the rain,
Yeah.
I can't take this weather anymore, man. I still deal with like seasonal depression. When it's raining, I'm like foggy.
And well, being older, as far as I'm concerned, I hurt a little bit too when it's raining out with my old joints and whatnot. I know you have back and leg problems as well.
The sciatica acts up when it's shitty out. It sucks.
Bad. But yeah, man. So anything good go on? Anything you want to talk about from what happened during your week?
No, just hit meetings, hit the gym.
Okay.
One day at a time.
Absolutely.
Keep pushing forward.
All right. I love it.
What do you got planned for us today?
So I think we're going to talk about family since it's Mother's Day, which I think is a good idea.
It's a great idea.
You know, what happens with addiction and family. I don't know. Do you want to start with that, Joe? And you tell me what it means to you about your family and what happens and the causes and effects of addiction and whatnot?
Yeah, I could start with that. So what do they say? They say addiction is a family disease, right?
Right.
And I agree wholeheartedly because I've was like a tornado going through my family over the years and the amount of damage I've caused. I'm fortunate enough that my mother is still on my side and still, supports me.
Your mother's very supportive of you, actually, Joe.
She's my rock, Without her, I don't know if I could keep going. But, yeah, man, I mean, when we use and when we drink, we don't have the same morals and values as we do when we're sober. We're clean. So we tend to do things that we wouldn't do. And especially when you're a chronic relapser and continue to do those things over and over again. Like, the first time I went to rehab, I came home, dude, it was like a parade. Like, he's cured, they didn't know,
Yeah, a lot of people think that when they're not addicts, absolutely.
And then, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And, after a while, the family just has enough, man. And they just, I deal with it with my sisters.
Slowly drop off.
Yep, I deal with it with my sisters. I still deal with it with my sisters, One of them is very supportive now. She's seeing all the work that I'm putting in, and it's a great feeling. But the other kind of is just like, okay, when's the ball gonna drop again? And I get that, I understand that because that's my MO.
Yeah, we have to have that attitude,
And the only thing we can do is just like I said earlier, one day at a time, and just continue pushing along. From what I've learned from recovery is everything works out. You just keep doing the next right thing, keep staying clean.
Like how many times in the past, Joe, where the one day you weren't high, and you were around family, and everyone's like, "You're high, aren't you?"
Yeah. Yep.
How angry does that make you?
Yeah.
I used to get so pissed at that. Like, fuck you.
And then you speak to other people, and they're like, well, dude, how many other times were you high?
Exactly. The one time you weren't, you're getting mad that they're calling you out on it. It happens a lot. Yeah, I see that a lot.
Yeah.
Weird scenario, not cutting you off and whatever, but to bring up your mom, I noticed something once when I was in your parents' house. I'm bringing it up. It's about you, so I'm just letting you know I'm putting you on the spot.
Go ahead.
But I noticed one time we were here, and you're gathering stuff to bring back to your place, and you said something to your mom. It just always hit me.
Yeah.
You were like, "Hey, Mom, you never call me anymore."
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I don't have time for that."
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, Joe, leave her alone. She's dealing with a guy in recovery.
Yeah.
And maybe she just wants to be on her own, be in her own head at that time.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing, wow, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's the same. My mother treats me the same way. I used to talk to my mom all the time, and then all of a sudden I don't talk to her at all. And when I call her, she's not answering the phone and whatever. And I used to get angry about it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I remember that day I'm telling you, Joe, leave your mom alone.
Yeah.
She needs to recover herself, even though she's not in recovery.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, the same exact thing was happening to me, and it dawned on me when we left. I was like, you know what? My own mom does that to me, and I get mad about it.
Yeah.
But it's you can't. They need to, realize. They realize we're, screwed up in our heads and whatever, and like you said, the shoe to drop type, so to speak.
Yeah.
They're waiting for that, and I was like, I thought in my head about you saying, "Wow, I can't believe Joe is upset about this." And then 2 minutes later, I was upset about the same exact thing when I was in my car. I'm like, "Wait a minute, holy shit, it's the same thing, right?"
Like you said, they got to recover on their own time. But so I will say, my upbringing, bro. I'm Italian. I'm a mama's boy. You know,
right?
And my mom's my enabler. And in my active addiction, I've learned to get over and manipulate and use that to my advantage to get what I wanted. And it's fucking unhealthy, dude. And the amount of pain that I've caused over the years, she has to recover on her own time. So yeah, so I was so used to when I was out there running around, calls nonstop. Where are you? What are you doing? You know, she wouldn't go to sleep until she knew I was home or safe or something, you know?
Right. I got it.
And then now it's like, what the fuck? Where are my phone calls, you know? But I mean...
And on the opposite end of that too, I also witnessed something else when I was with you, which is funny, where you called your dad, and your dad said,
"Yeah,
you never call me," and you're like, "What? Yeah. What do you mean, Dad? I'm calling you right now. Yeah. Whatever. I was busy this week." I'm like, "Wait a second." He uses his mom one way, he uses his dad the other way. Meanwhile, they all treat you in different ways to help your recovery. And your dad thinks he should talk to you more. Your mom thinks she should talk to you less. And you want the opposite.
Honestly, I think I could say, too, I'm seeing different responses the way that I'm recovering this time. Like I said on another podcast, I think we did, like, I'm recovering loudly. I'm putting myself out there. You know what I mean? And I'm sharing, you know, where I'm at and how I'm growing and what I'm doing. So they've never been able to see it like this. So I think it's making them reach out more. Like my father, it's making him reach out more because, you know, they tell me, you know, they're proud of me and whatnot. But I'm just not. So, like, I would say, too, like, dude, my mom is a saint, bro. I don't know how this woman isn't an addict or an alcoholic. My whole family is addicts, alcoholics, gamblers, like, you name it, bro.
Right.
Mental illness, you name it.
Right.
My mom is the glue, bro. Like, I don't know how she's been around it since she was a kid.
Well, she's super supportive of you, obviously.
Absolutely. But now she realizes from a distance. She's got to do it from a distance.
She's own space.
Exactly.
Right.
100%. Like, she would be up my ass, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I have this. My mom's the same way. Yeah. Keeps a distance. But it makes sense.
She has to. And like, today's Mother's Day. Like, I can't wait. After this podcast, I think, me and her are going to have, some alone time, maybe get something to eat, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited for that.
Special. That's special.
Because I haven't seen her in a while. I'm constantly, especially in recovery, you're constantly running, constantly going. So it's going to be nice to get together and catch up.
Do you have any family you don't speak to anymore because of your addictions? That the addiction caused you not to have those relationships anymore?
That I don't speak to anymore. I mean... It's destroyed my relationships with my sisters, like I said.
But you said you also said your sister's coming around and
my one sister's coming around. It's going to take a while. If she's got to recover on her own time. I've done a lot of damage to her. I've put her in bad situations,
but it's important that you. I'm glad to hear what you're saying. It's important that you understand that.
I do. I do.
I
do. I used to get upset. Listen. Some people, they just don't understand it. They don't understand why I keep doing what I'm doing. Why can't I just stop? Meanwhile, I mentioned my friend Justin, who passed away. Right. I think that was our first episode. Dude, his two sisters are like my sisters. They get it. And they're so supportive. They're so supportive.
They lived it. Yeah.
They've lived it. They understand it. And, they reach out to me all the time to see how I'm doing, man. And it's fucking a blessing.
Well, that's basically a family in itself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's yeah, I mean, in my own case, my mom's, and again, my and I don't want to listen. I don't want anyone to think my mother doesn't love me or anything like that. My mother and I have a great relationship together. It's just she keeps a distance because she's more supportive now than I think she's ever been because I've never really taken these greater steps to try to stay clean. Like the real way, like thinking clearly, going to meetings, doing things. And she checks on me. I spoke to her today. And it's like, you're still doing the right thing and everything, right? I'm like, but in my head, it's like, why would she even say that? Of course I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But in her mind, it's like, is he still doing it? Absolutely. I hope he's still doing it. You know,
because it's a possibility.
Right,
it's scary. You know,
and I mean, just so you guys know, me and Joe consume ourselves a lot with sobriety. We might go about it different ways, as we've discussed in the past. I got yelled at by my sponsor yesterday because, well, he one of the meetings that I was supposed to go to was canceled, so I just made different plans.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with sobriety. Just made plans with someone who's not a sober person.
Absolutely.
But he called, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "Well, what are you doing today to be sober? What are you doing today for your sobriety?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Yeah. He's like, "Go to this meeting." I'm like, "Oh, the other one's canceled. I made plans." Well, then show up at this one. No, And I said I did readings like you asked.
Yeah.
I'm going to a meeting tomorrow. I prayed like I was told. By the way, not to get off the subject of family, but my sponsor, and Joey, you put me on to John. Mm-hmm. It is when this man speaks, it's powerful.
Yeah,
it is.
I've never in your soul.
It's weird, man, and just even we were reading the book, going over the beginnings of the book, the intros and whatnot. Just on the back of his truck in the parking lot of an AA meeting that I met him at, and just the way his passion and it's super inspiring. Meanwhile, knowing this guy, I could see myself being his drinking buddy 20 years ago. You know what I mean? It's just weird, but anyway, very passionate guy, and he wants to make sure, and that's the push that people need. But like I said, me and Joey do it in a different way, but we're always on top of each other. I mean, we talk a lot. We make it seem like we didn't know each other all week or whatnot.
Well, listen, we're figuring it out as we go. That's recovery. You never stop learning. You never stop growing. And I'm going to hit you with a cliche, right, with John. Attraction, not promotion.
Right.
That's it. Dude, the first time I met him, I'm like, I could see it. You could see the glow on him. I said it last night, and we were at the Pit.
Yes.
In Bayshore at Midnight Madness, and you could see it, bro. You could see, and it's like, I want what those guys have. They're happy. They're genuinely happy, and and that's something I've been struggling with my whole life. I just want to be happy. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
And not self-sabotage all the time, and because I deal with all my shit and my low self-worth, and and they found a way, bro. They're spiritually fit. That's really what it comes down to. It's a spiritual program.
I mean, being an addict's the biggest thing is being selfish. It's weird too, because in recovery they tell you to be selfish, but you've been selfish this entire time. That's one of the concepts, and again, that's something I got to work on with my sponsor. But it's weird. It's like, I don't want to be selfish. I've been this way forever.
Well, he's saying you got to be selfish when it comes to your recovery.
You're right. Worry about everything, which I get. I get the gist of the.
Which, if you are selfish in your recovery, as like an answer to that, you'll become selfless. What I mean?
Which I do understand the concept of everything. So, for instance, today, making my rounds with my phone calls, my sister. My sister's an awesome person. She's got 3 great little kids, and she, good family. No addiction type of situations with her or her husband or anything like that. So, over the years, I was probably a piece of crap to her for a long time and treated her like crap. And but my sister never abandoned me as her brother, but kept her distance. Mm-hmm. And now I see, like, slowly, even our conversations are a little bit better. But again, I reach out more. Obviously, we never reach out to anyone when we're using. We don't want to talk to anybody.
No, hell no. We isolate.
But I try to reach out as much as I can, talk, shoot a text, whatnot.
Yeah.
My brother as well. My brother probably saved my life at one point by dragging me to St. Charles, which again, so I'm lucky enough where I have family that still talks to me. I know, listen, I know when I'm in the room. It's not like they're like, oh, he's just normal. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, but everyone sees the difference.
Dude, we all see
just
the
don't
difference.
know.
Like, in the house I'm in, bro, like, I speak to Jack, your sponsee brother, and it's like, bro, since you've came out of CK Post, I already see a difference in you. I already see the difference in the way you handle yourself, the way you walk, the way you talk. Right. And you're growing. You're doing the right things, you're growing. And like I said, we're not perfect. Dude, I struggle with my sponsor too, calling. That's one of my things. Call every day. I missed like 2-3 days, bro. and I had to hear it, you know.
Yeah, but
I mean, like
John doesn't break my shoes so much as far as that. It just I got to speak to him every couple of days at least, at the very least. And I am bad with that. But like I said, I met with him Thursday. He was sharing the meeting that night. Yeah. We did some little work in the parking lot, but doing outpatient, a lot of stuff, meetings, individuals going up. It's tough to buckle down. And with John, I'm saying, and I have a ton of time for him, and he sponsors other people as well. Yeah. So it's not that. But we're going in the right direction. I had a different person that I brought. I don't know if I should say names, but one of the guys we were in the IR.
Okay.
I brought him to that meeting, and so I was doing some stuff.
So you met your sponsor?
He met John, yeah, and he has his own sponsor, but he met John, and when we got in the car on the way back from the meeting, because he listened to a little bit of what me and John were discussing before the meeting when we were going through the big book, and he was like, "Wow, that guy is amazing." Yeah. And I'm like, everyone walks by, everyone knows John.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like
Mr. Mayor.
I'm like, that guy. Yeah, he goes, that guy is great. I'm telling you, the guy is powerful, and you hear his story. And you're like, holy shit, that was me. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird how things work.
The guy's my spiritual advisor, brother.
You think rightly about things, and things come around. Like I said, I spoke to a bunch of family today.
Yeah.
I'm like, who do I got to call? I got to call this one, text this one, do that one. You know what I mean? To make sure Happy Mother's Day, everything else like that. I'm making plans. Like my sister was like, communion next week, Saturday.
You're trying to get invites.
Who you coming? Who you bringing? Are the kids coming? Blah, blah, blah. I called the kids. Hey, what's going on? I didn't try to organize anything with the family.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Like, I would show up at my sister's parties that she'd have in the backyard by myself, and they're like, where are your kids? I didn't call them.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you bring your kids?
Yeah.
All the kids are here. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. And then but now it's like, oh shit, let me call my daughter.
You're clear,
what are you doing that day? Andrew, what are you doing? We're going to Aunt so-and-so's, we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. All right, you got to work. All right, no problem. Tell your mother I'm picking you up at this time. Like, it snowballs into like, really, I'm trying to get things organized with the family. And listen, you and I are super busy. Like, again, we talk a lot normally. This week we were just busy. And it happens, but we're still doing what we need to do to keep ourselves sober.
Well, that's why we're busy. Because, I'm in a sober house, you're at your place, and we still have, I'm in NA, you do AA, so there's going to be times when we're busy, man, we don't get to talk as much.
And unfortunately, our big meeting that we really hang out at Friday was canceled.
Yeah, the rain canceled 2 meetings at my house this week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And that's why I was off, and going back to what John said, you could have went somewhere else. 100%, I could have went somewhere else. I was like, it's canceled.
It's almost like I got some free time.
Exactly.
And then you realize, wait a minute, I should be doing this. I should get out there.
But I want to share, too, last night at the meeting was gratitude, bro. And, dude, I'm just grateful that obsession has been lifted. That obsession to constantly open my eyes and think, how am I getting my shit? And what do I got to do to get my shit? Like, that insanity of thinking that way 24/7 is exhausting, bro. It's a full-time job. And I'm a tornado, dude. I'm a tornado, and I destroy everything in my path. And who wants to be around that, honestly? Especially when it comes to family. Everybody else is doing the right thing, living their lives, and what the fuck we got to deal with this guy? My sister's wedding's coming up.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna. She's skeptical if I should be in the wedding or not, and I get it, bro.
Wow.
But
that's got to hurt a little bit.
It does, man. But
it does. It's understood.
It's understandable. And there's nothing I can do about it. I just got to keep doing what I got to do for myself, and in return, everything will work out the way it's supposed to work out.
Yeah, a lot of it sounds like now that we're talking about, we're pretty fortunate when it comes to family.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't. Mothers, fathers, like fuck off. I don't want to deal with you anymore.
So a lot of people got written off. And
still clean and just no one trusts. Sometimes you burn that trust so bad. I mean, perfect example is I'll bring up my mother again. Towards the end, before I went into CK, I was at a point where I wasn't working. I left my job. I was trying to get into inpatient. It was a little time frame thing. The COVID thing had a little issue, so I was just sitting in an apartment, and I'm like, I got $30 left. Like, all right, I'm gonna go buy a bottle. And then I'm worried. And I'm like, you know what? If I do this, all right, fuck it. I don't have to eat today. I don't have to eat today.
Isn't that sick, bro?
Like, why am I? I'm gonna spend this $20 that I have to go get that bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this pasta in my cabinet. I'll just boil that. I don't have sauce, so I'll just put butter on it.
Insanity.
But that was my meal. And then I'd call my mom, like, Mom, I'm broke. I need. You know what my mother would say?
Yeah.
I'm not sending you $1.
Yeah. And that's good.
You need food? Go on Stop and Shop. Put anything you want in a basket and I'll send it to you.
And how mad you used to get.
So pissed.
Bro, all the
I'm
time,
she's really
bro.
gonna do this shit?
Oh my dude.
I ate good.
Bro,
But I was like, I'm not drunk.
Bro, I'd manipulate to the point where I knew I can get it a break, dude. That's how fucking bad it was. And she majority of the time would give because I'd break, I'm her son. In the end of the day, I'm a son. And just, dude, it's crazy you bring that up. I started getting gift cards for Christmas. Nobody wanted to hand me cash, but then, you figure out the way with the gift cards.
Oh, you could do anything. With anything,
sick,
obviously.
bro. It's like the sick insanity.
It just makes it a little harder.
Dude, if we fucking put that much energy into something positive, like, we'd fucking go so far.
We'd all be millionaires.
Yeah,
That's 100%. The one thing about addicts. Me and Joe have had that conversation before.
Yeah.
We're so smart to figure out how to get what we want to get high.
Yeah.
Or drunk,
dude,
or whatever.
If I'd say in my head, I'd be laying in a bed and I'd be like, I'm getting high today. And I'd always come through. I'd fucking sit there and plot and scheme and come up with these sick psychotic ways to get what I need to get, bro. And it's like, if I put this into something healthy...
You go into business.
You know what I mean? I'd be on the Forbes top 10, bro. Like,
it's so
insanity,
bad.
bro.
It's 100%
so
true.
insane. And my mom used to do that, too. I'll bring you to get groceries. I'll bring you to the gas station to get gas for your truck. And I'm like, you don't believe me? I get all fucking bent. I get all bent out of shape, bro. Like, what, dude? Oh my, you just took me back, man.
It's sick, dude.
It's sick, bro.
Like, and it's sad. And then you again, like you just said, it brings anger. How the
you get angry? Like, how dare you? Yeah.
How are we mad?
Yeah, it's sick, bro.
Like,
you know how many addicts and alcoholics listening, like shaking their head? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah. It's sick.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And I had one friend who kept sending me and you know what? I had one person left that would send me cash, and I swear to you, I actually, when I said to him, my cell phone's due, I'd actually use the money to pay for my cell phone.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I lie to him, I'll never get another dollar to pay bills.
Yeah.
And like, he was,
So you kept that line honest and open.
He actually was. Listen, without him, I wouldn't be around. To be honest with you, he bought us equipment to record.
I see that. Thank you. That's awesome, man.
But
soundboard.
One guy was like, and I think he assumed I was buying alcohol.
Bro, they know, bro.
He was like,
we don't think anybody knows.
But everyone else was like,
they know.
Like you said, gift cards. I'll send Peapods to your house.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You need gas? What are you crazy?
I'm a grown man. I used to get so tight, bro. So tight, dude.
Can't believe this shit. My mother can't send me $30.
Yo, it's so funny.
And then you get it. You're like, well, if I buy the shittier vodka, I can get 2 bottles out of $30.
Yeah.
Like, but I get sick off of that. That's another thing too.
I honestly, bro, I can see the amount of stress when I look at my mom. How much I put her through over the years. It hurts me, and that's what honestly keeps me going. Because I do it for myself, but in return, I'm doing it for my family.
Well, you see,
'cause I'm tired of putting my family through the ringer, bro.
When you see getting a little trust back each day, you know what I mean, from other people, it kind of makes you feel good, like you're accomplishing something. It's weird. Like, that's what I was speaking to someone before the cast, and so me and Joey had a little argument today. So I was speaking to someone. So
you got me to lift more at the gym, though. I'm like, this fucking motherfucker.
So I'm on the phone. I'm like, you believe he has the balls to say this to me when
What did I say earlier?
Or whatever.
You got to say it.
I don't.
Yo, you still got that attitude or not?
No. It was before that. I was on the phone. Actually, I didn't because that's why I was quiet when you called.
Your buttons.
And I was like, you know what? Joey, just get here. It's all.
Yeah, I heard it.
But
I was like, he's.
But yeah, prior to that, I'm on the phone with someone. I'm like, this motherfucker said this, and that's bullshit, and blah 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 blah. And then as I'm talking, she's not saying a word.
Yeah.
And she's just listening. And I'm like, well, you know what, though? He might not understand what I'm pissed off about because he's thinking of something. You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe I am overreacting. And she didn't say a word. And she's like, wow, you just kind of like... Listen. And she did say, hey, just do your thing. Don't be angry. Don't fight with him before.
Yeah.
And then it finally, like, I was like, you know what? Venting to somebody about something, calm me down. I'm like, well, all right, he's calling, so let me just hang up now. And I'm like, this motherfucker's still late. I'm like, all right, what's up, Joe?
Yeah.
I'm on the sing. I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, I'll see you in 10 minutes, buddy. All right, you got rid of that? All right, bye, Joe.
Well, like they say, bro, anger is a secondary emotion, and you're learning that.
So I kind of get bent over some stupid stuff, and then I realize, like, whatever. Everyone has things going on. Yeah, his time's more valuable than my time. And quite frankly, all I have is fucking time at this point.
And it's understandable, bro, because we're moving, dude.
Yeah.
As soon as we open our eyes, I'm out the door. I'm working. I'll come home. I'll shower. I might have a half hour. Then I'm picking somebody up. I'm doing this. I'm hitting a meeting. Like, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop.
Like I'm starting a new job on Monday, so my hours are different than what I have been doing. And my whole day yesterday was like, all right, I got to figure out, I got to make this meeting, but I'm getting out. My hours are later than they were. I'm not doing 9 to 5. It's like a
little early.
9:30. No, it's
later.
9:30 to like 6:30 or something like that. So I'm like, all right, I got to make sure, like, when I was going over the hours with the gentleman who hired me, which is a good friend of mine forever, and I greatly appreciate that, by the way, putting some faith in me and realizing that I'm still in my core, who I am, so I appreciate that a lot. But anyway, that's a cast for another day, but my treatment was like, oh shit, if I get out at 6:30, am I going to be able to make it to here? Or I can't, now it's in a different direction, so am I going to make my Friday meeting that I go to?
At 7.
At 7, if I got to get out at 6:30 in Melville, because I was closer at my other job. But you know what? I'm like, all right, if I do this, I'll be able to get there by this. So you just got to adjust, but it's like, our family doesn't think we think like that.
No.
My mother's like, she's not going, oh, he's starting a new job. Maybe he's going to start slacking on. No, I'm like trying to revolve my recovery around my new job.
Putting recovery first.
I need to make sure.
And that's so fucking important.
Like, and I said to my I was told 9:30 to 6. However, we deal with the West Coast.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys stay till 7:30.
Oh, the time difference.
But he says, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
But, the longer you're here, the more money you make.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I'm just letting you know, there's like 1 or 2 nights, I gotta leave at 6 because I gotta hit here and hit here. You know what I mean? But, the nights that I don't have something, I'll stay till 9 o'clock.
That's what exactly this job I'm working for now, man. He knows I'm in recovery, and I'm grateful that he allows me. Like, they work overtime like crazy, bro, and I want it. I really do. I want it. But I've done that. I've worked crazy hours, and then recovery falls short, and then I relapse. So he knows that. Like, I'm it's got to come first for me. It's got to. Especially now. Maybe in due time, I'll pick up some more hours here and there. But right now, man, I'm balls to the wall recovery. I got to be. Because if I'm not, it doesn't matter anyway for me.
No.
I'll lose it all.
Exactly, 100%. You lose that job.
I'll lose it, yeah. The job won't matter.
Right, exactly.
The job won't matter. Nothing will matter, bro. All
right, my man. Listen, love you. Sorry for the little tiff this earlier.
It's all right, bro.
I hope someone out there got something out of this. We're gonna redo this. We're gonna reconvene next week.
Want to tell them the email again in case anybody want to reach us?
So it's charlieandjoeyshare@gmail.com. If you want to reach out, or you have a topic you want us to talk about, any questions, concerns, anything, we'll do anything to help. If you're in the area, Long Island, let us know.
Yeah. And happy Mother's Day once again to all the mothers out there. And I hope everybody's having a great day with their families.
Yeah, thank you, Ma. I love you.
Love you, Ma.